everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday team call. I am so excited about this one because we have a special guest speaker. We are almost halfway through February. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, which is super exciting. So crazy the way this new year is kind of flying by. We are in a team cut month right now. So hopefully you guys are working together with your teams in order to get the highest Success Club numbers that you can. A couple days ago, I actually started a group that is available to anybody within the Shine Dynasty, so anybody who has access to this call. And I'm going to be going live in that group every single day, sharing tips and tricks with the goal in mind to hit Success Club in February and have the best month possible. So if you guys have not seen that link, not figured out how to get in there, definitely ask in the team page, or go ahead and scroll there, or my personally sponsored group to find that link. What else did I want to talk about? We just came back from New Leaders Conference, which was really exciting and a really awesome goal. If you did not qualify this year, to qualify for next year. I believe you have to be a 1-star diamond and above to qualify for next year. It is really just an incredible event. There were 500 so people there and a lot of excited energy to move forward, which is what I'm feeling a lot of now. But let me just check and make sure I actually am speaking and people can hear my sound. Hold on a second. Forward with yay. I recorded a few team calls, as you guys know, and there was no sound the entire time. So now I'm like super paranoid about checking. So today we have an awesome coach on our team call that I really wanted you guys to be able to talk to someone who is a newer coach on their journey. So Amanda is with us today, and she has been a coach for 7 months so far, which is incredible. Maybe you recognize her name from the team page. She's constantly at the top of the leaderboards, always hitting Success Club 10. I think right now she's already at Success Club 10 on the 13th, which is amazing. But as you guys listen to Amanda kind of talk about her journey a little bit, why she came into coaching, and then we're going to have like sort of a Q&A session based on the questions that you guys asked me to ask her in the team page. I want you to keep in mind that Amanda is super new in her journey and seeing a lot of success. So if you are a newer coach and thinking, I'm banging my head against the wall or something's not working, this will be a great call for you to listen to. Or if you are an older coach and kind of doing the same types of things over and over again and expecting a different result, maybe some clues from Amanda will kind of lead you in the direction of some forward motion. So Amanda, if you will kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and a little bit about your journey with coaching, and then we can get started.
All right. My name's Amanda. It's kind of echoey. Can you hear that? Okay. My name's Amanda. Like Bonnie said, I've been a coach for about 7 months. I'm 21 years old. I'm going to school currently for dental hygiene, and I have a son that's a 1.5 years. What really got me interested in coaching was I kept seeing Maddie's posts over and over. I was a really, really hateful person before I started coaching. I always would just, I don't know. I got joy out of making people feel bad for themselves. And I knew I needed to change. I knew I didn't want to act like that. And I knew I didn't want to be that type of person. So coaching really helped me to open my eyes and realize that nobody is perfect. And everyone has their own journeys. Everyone is different. It really helped me to learn how to help other people and help myself in the whole process of this. And I really enjoy this because I really get to focus on me. And especially with being a mom, as most of you might know, you need your you time or else you will probably go insane. But yeah, I just really like to focus on myself. It's taught me so much about myself. Just like working out. Like, I never knew that I could achieve like what I'm achieving from home. Like, I never thought this would be me. I've always wanted to be that type of person, but I never actually thought this would be me. And it just makes me so happy because I'm getting to do what I never thought I could do. Like, I don't know. It leaves me speechless a lot. It's amazing. And this journey has been nothing but amazing. And I want to tell all of you ladies, no matter where you are or what you think you can do or you can't do, you can do it if you set your mind to it. 7 months ago, I said, I will never be successful with this. I signed up as a coach to get the discounts, was probably going to try it, send my package back after a month or whatever, get my money back. But then I actually realized what this can do for you and what this can do for so many other people if you help them. Other people need help just like you needed help. And it's awesome to be able to help everyone. I love it.
Awesome. So obviously from that, you guys know Amanda doesn't have like all the time in the world to work her business. She goes to school full time and she also works a part-time job and she's a mom. So she has kind of like all of the things that are usual excuses kind of stacking up. Did you know your coach like outside of Beachbody before you signed up, or did you find her on social media?
I actually found her on social media. She had added me and I kept seeing her post we had been friends for probably like 8 months before anything actually happened.
That's awesome. So as you guys are kind of listening to these answers, maybe think about, we all want to find the Amandas. Where are the Amandas, right? So also think about her story of, how Madison was able to create a relationship, create some trust. And also, I think we're all like that as women. Like if we're unhappy with our lives or something in our lives, we get like this hateful thing about us. Like when I was first following my coach, I was like, yeah, whatever. She's just successful because she has all these things. But I knew deep down, like you said, I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to believe, and it took a little bit of time of me following her and seeing her consistency for that wall to kind of like break down, which it sounds like is what kind of happened with you following Maddie for a little while. You had to break down that wall that you had built up for so long. So I have probably maybe like 7 or 8 questions from the team, mostly from coaches who are right around the time period that you are, that they want to know a little bit more about in your business. So the first one is kind of like a 2-part question. How many times a day on your social media do you post? And did you always post that much from the beginning, or did you work up to that?
At the beginning, I was finding it hard to figure out what, like Maddie was telling me, like try to post like twice a day, 3 times a day. And I was finding it hard to find what to post. I didn't know what to post. So like my going on the journey that I have went on and really like realizing what this has done for me has really helped to build my posts and be able to post more every day because I'm living in it and I actually enjoy it. So it's easier to post because I'm actually all in it and I know, sorry. I'm losing track of what I was trying to say, but just like being in it, I've started to build up. Now I post about 3 times a day. I try to post at least 3 times a day, but I find myself often like I'll like find a lot of stuff I want to post and I want to post it all in one day. And I'm like, no, just save it. Because I know if I flood my timeline, like people are going to miss things. So I try to post at least 2 or 3 times a day. And I try to post in the morning and at nighttime when people are like most active on social media.
Okay. And like, if you are trying to post 2 to 3 times per day, what would you say is like essential for you to post? Like what types of things? Like, do you make sure every day that you're posting like a workout, or are you posting something about coaching or a challenge group? Like, what is your kind of flow like?
I make sure for sure that I post a sped up video of my workout or something showing that I did my workout. And I also like to post sometimes just like inspirational things or about Shakeology, or what this journey has done for me, or if something exciting happens and I hit Success Club, I get to share about that. Just little things along the way.
That's awesome. Perfect. And what social media platform, like as you're posting, do you count those towards? Like, do you use your personal page on Facebook, or do you use Instagram or a business page?
I use both Instagram, my personal Instagram, and my personal Facebook page.
And do you post the same thing across both of them?
Yeah, I post more on Instagram because I can share on my story more. With Facebook, I don't really like the story thing, so I just do regular posts on Facebook. But I feel like on Instagram, I get way more people wanting to join because they're seeing the stories and they're seeing like my everyday, what I do and what I go through. So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
What do typical, and in parentheses it says successful, conversations look like? So if people are reaching out to you, or if you're reaching out to people, like how does that conversation typically flow? Do they ask you about a challenge group and you give them details and then you tell them how much it costs, or how does that go?
Usually I will be posting about a program that I'm doing, and someone will be like recently, people are like, hey, like, what's the 80-day program you're doing? And I'll tell them what it is, and they'll be like, okay, well, I can do it. Can I join next month? And I say yes. But I always make sure to check up with the people that say they want to join later on. But a lot of the time, they'll end up messaging me earlier and being like, okay, I've been seeing your results, and I've been seeing you doing it every day. I want to join now, which that's always awesome. But I really, when I share about the program that I'm doing and they want to do that program, I'll tell them like everything that they'll get in their challenge pack. And usually they'll say, okay, how much is it? I never say the price unless they ask. And when they ask, I really always make sure to know what they get in the challenge pack so I can really elaborate on the things and make it seem like they're getting a lot more than they really are, even though they are getting a lot of stuff. But I always do that. And like with the 80-day challenge pack, I tell them like, you'll get 80-day obsession if you do the all annual access challenge pack, but it would be a better deal and a better setup because you're getting the equipment with the 80-day challenge pack and it's $10 off this month. And I really try to, I don't try to sound salesy. I really try to sound like I'm trying to help them figure out what's best for them. And so they're not just thinking like, oh, this girl just wants money off of me. She's not trying to help me.
Yeah. So it sounds like from your consistency on Facebook, like you were saying, or on Instagram or Facebook, you constantly try to show people that you're doing your workout every single day, which helps people be interested. They'll say, what's this program that you're doing? The majority of the time people say, okay, I can sign up later on. So you're really just like building that, those seeds that are planted that you're watering with that consistency, which is the same for me. The majority of people that contact me or I contact, they say, that sounds great, but I'm not ready now, I'm ready later. And then inside your conversations, it sounds like you try to give them details, but also communicating the value before the price, which is really good, like kind of itemizing out everything that they'll get before the price. And then also like while you're doing that, you're still posting, so they constantly are seeing that. How many private invites do you do per day or per week? So how many people are you personally reaching out to?
Usually when I'm just like, I don't have a set amount. Just whenever I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, I have time, I will go and literally add like 300 new people on my Facebook or my Instagram. And then I keep track on an Excel page of people who reach out to me or show interest or comment on my pictures, or anyone that I think that would want to do this. People who always talk about on their page wanting to lose weight. And those people, when I reach out to them, I always lose track of what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. I'm so nervous. This is only my second live video ever.
No, don't be nervous. It's awesome. How do you keep track of those people?
On an Excel page on my phone or on my computer. I really find that helpful. I make a column for the names, and then I make a column for the day that I talk to them about anything. And then I make another column for a month later, and then another column for a month later after that, and another column for a month later after that. So when I do my follow-ups, I don't really do a lot of them, but I always am like getting people messaging me, and I just add the people that message me to my follow-up page thing, whatever.
Perfect.
Page that I keep.
So you're just like jotting down as you go, kind of little notes that, like, you personally make sense to you.
Yeah.
So for me personally, when people ask me like how many invites do you do per day or per week, I don't have a set number either, but I do have a feeling if I don't have like, 10 or 15 active conversations or kind of like a flow of people, asking me questions, then that's when I'll do like a couple more invites or a couple more reach outs, which sounds like that's kind of what you're doing as well. But most importantly, I think it's really cool to see that because she's so consistent on her social media, that there is a constant stream of these seeds that she's planting over time. And then you're also consistently adding to your network. So how do you go about finding people to add to your network? Like you said, you'll sit down in your spare time and add a couple hundred people. Like, where are you finding those people?
What I usually do is I'll go through my timeline. All the girls that have liked my posts or on Instagram and on Facebook, I will, oh my gosh, why do I keep forgetting?
How do you find people to add to your network?
Okay, yes, anyone who talks about health and fitness that I see, I always add them or will reach out to them. And anyone who anytime comments on my pictures or my posts or anything like that, I'll add them also. Anyone who's interested or shows any slight bit interest in health and fitness or improving their lifestyle or anything like that.
So basically I would say from listening to you, you're pretty much fearless in who you add. Like, you don't overthink it. You're just like, I think this person might be interested. I'm going to add them. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Which is so interesting to note, because personally, I feel like there's not a roadmap that I could give to everyone that says, here's how you find the correct person to add, and here's how you talk to them correctly, and here's how they sign up. For me, it's, someone was asking me today, how were you profitable in your first month and how did you talk to people? And it was really just came down to confidence. Like, I wanted it to work. I knew that the programs and products did work. So I was fearless in who I reached out to and who I added. And I honestly didn't really care about what they thought one way or another. The next question kind of piggybacks off of that. So how would you, a lot of people have trouble with the fact that it costs something or communicating cost to someone. How do you get people to see past that there is a cost? And I have something to say to this too, because it's one of my favorite topics to speak about. But how are you communicating the cost? You talked a little bit about how you showcase the value, how you're talking about, oh, but you're getting X, Y, and Z, which would ordinarily be this much, and it only costs this much. But how do you get people to actually make the investment?
How I would get people to make the investment is I always, when I talk about this, I talk about it as improving your health and fitness. I never talk about this as like, just like to lose weight or just like a quick fix type thing. Like, this is like a lifestyle change. It's for you. I always try to, like, for people that like really need it, and like people, okay, my father, he's very overweight and has diabetes. I tell him, like, Dad, like, okay, you're going to buy ho-hos or whatever you like to eat and put your health in jeopardy, but you could pay 150 and get set up for this whole year on improving your health and your fitness. Like, if you need this, you don't need a lot of things that you think you need. But if you just like give this a try, you're going to realize like you need this. Like this is going to save you. This has saved me so much money on fast food, going out to eat. I just tell them all that like you are saving in the end. Even though you're spending right now, you're investing in like your health and fitness and yourself, and you're going to feel better, be able to do more stuff.
So it sounds like you're making like real life comparisons that we all do, like including us, including coaches and people who have made the investment. So you're making it realistic for them in their life, comparing it to something that you know they're doing already, and also adding weight to it and value. So I think that's something that we forget to do a lot is we're so scared to say it costs $160 that we forget all of the value that's attached to it and that it really is like a long-term thing. So I really like how you talk about how you did those same things, but you changed what you thought of it once you made the investment, which I think is important for people to know. When you're talking to people about trying to make an investment, you always want to talk about your experience. So if I was talking to someone who said, I just don't have the money, well, I didn't have the extra money either. I wasn't in the position where I just had $160 to throw to the wind. But my coach kind of talked about this is how I afforded it. This is what I cut out. And this is, you know, the kinds of things that I did to be able to add it into my life. And now I can't even see it the other way around, which sounds like kind of what you're talking to people about. So it's important to use realistic life examples like, oh girl, I felt the same way. I didn't have extra money, but when I really looked at what I was spending, the stuff I was spending money on was taking away from my life instead of adding. And then making that comparison for them. But you should never, ever, ever be afraid to tell someone what the service you're offering costs. And this is something that I'm super passionate about. We're all here because we want to build a business. None of us are Mother Teresa's. Of course, we want to help people, but we also need to make an income, right? So every business that you come across, every gym that you go into, you would never go in and say, oh, you're going to let me use your equipment for free, or you're going to let me walk out with this jacket out of the store for free. No, we as human beings know that everything costs money, especially time and especially accountability. So I'm never afraid to tell someone what something costs ever. And then additionally, you know, every human's first experience, first reaction to hearing how much something costs is to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. So is yours, right? We have to remember that that's just something that's built into us. It doesn't mean anything about, oh, it's not worth that, or you said it the wrong way, or you worded it the wrong way. As you guys progress in the business, you'll be finding, you know, how do I communicate costs and how do I say this? That's perfectly okay to be refining that as you go, but you have to be having those conversations so that you can get the experience to explain it better in the future. So we have two more questions. The first one is, how do you approach people and start a conversation for warm or cold market? So people you know or don't know and have like met on social media or added on social media.
How I usually approach them is I'll be like, hey girl, I don't know if you've seen or not, but I'm an online health and fitness coach. I don't know if you have any health or fitness goals that you'd want to achieve, but if you do, I'd love to talk about them with you, and I'm here for you if you need me.
And then do people typically like not answer or maybe like view the message and go away for a while and then come back later? Like, what's the typical response to that?
A lot of times I do get people that ignore me, but I always make sure to follow up with those people and be like, hey, no, you didn't answer last time, but right now is a great time to join. My challenge group is going on, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times I get people that don't answer, but a lot of times people will be like, what is it? Or give me some details or something like that. And then sometimes people are like, Yeah, I'm really interested. I've been seeing you on your page. Give me some pricing or whatever.
And then from there, you kind of go back to that first question, ask them questions, what are they doing on their fitness journey? And then it kind of unravels from there.
Mm-hmm.
Another question is, what do you say in posts so you don't sound like a salesperson?
I make sure to incorporate my life and what this has done for me, not just in how I want, like, that I want to help people, not just, I want you to buy this from me so I can make money or whatever.
Exactly. And then the last question is, how do you continually, so you're making these connections and you're creating consistency on your social media, which I love this call because it just reaffirms like how simple this business can be. Like sitting down at night when you're watching TV, adding a bunch of people, then making sure every single day you're posting your workout and your shake and something motivational. And then, so you're actually adding to your life while you're sharing that journey. And then talking to people, reaching out fearlessly and creating those relationships. And then over time, it starts to build and build and build, at creating this consistency and momentum that you have now where you're constantly on the leaderboards. To me, if I were a new coach listening to this, I'd be like, that sounds so simple. But I think we sit and overthink and, think about our messaging and that we don't want to message this person. So how you kind of mentioned that you signed up as a discount coach and then decided that you wanted to run the business. So how did you get over that initial fear of, like posting on social media and the belief in yourself that you could actually help someone else? How did you progress into doing all those actions all the time fearlessly?
I just started, I was getting a lot of no's and I was like, whatever. I knew that I needed to stay consistent if I wanted to get somewhere. When I first started and I first posted my picture with my challenge pack, I had a lot of people asking me like what it was and like what I was doing. And then when I started getting results and I was just doing it and I was posting, people were like, wow, like you look really good. Like, what are you doing? And that's when I really decided that I wanted to be a coach and help people because it was so simple. And I wanted, like, I was like, why doesn't everyone do this? Like, it didn't even feel like I was like really meal prepping and working out. Everyone makes it seem so like it's a huge thing, and it's really not at all. Like, you can just do it at your house. Like, you don't have to have a big gym and go for 4 hours to gain muscle and all this stuff. But that's when I first realized I wanted to become a coach. And then just as I just have kept doing it, people are seeing, like, they probably thought, oh, this girl's going to do this for a month and then we'll never see her again. But I think people seeing me doing this for 7 months, they're like, okay, well, she wouldn't be doing this long for nothing. So I feel like that really gets more people interested, seeing how long I've been doing this. Or not how long, it's not very long, but
Yeah,
more than people would stick to usually.
for sure. So it sounds like to me, a huge part of your success at this point, you really invested in your own journey because you signed up and you were like, I'm going to dive in headfirst with these meal plans and shake and workouts and really invest in me, which I feel like is the foundation of a really successful business. And you shared that along the way consistently. And then once people see consistency, it's almost like you can't stop the momentum because people are really attracted to that. So then that started happening over time. Just like you said, at 7 months, people are like, oh shit, she's not giving up. So I guess that she might be someone I want to be connected with because people are kind of addicted to that. But awesome job. Thank you so much for being on the call and answering some questions. I think it's going to be really, really helpful. And I'm so proud of you. It is so fun to see your name on the leaderboards every single week, and being a mom and going to school and having a job, and you're still making everything work. I'm excited to watch this year unfold for you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's all we have for tonight. I hope you have a good rest of your week and happy Valentine's Day. See you later.